Welcome to everyone. This is episode 13 of the Know It All podcast. It's only been a short 18 or so months to the last episode. So, for those who subscribed, welcome back. For those who have been looking at the shorts or following me on TikTok, welcome. Uh, really want to just shake out the cobwebs and just get this started. So, just going to talk about some really important topics. Would love for you to comment and share your opinions, like and share, and we can go from there. So, the very first thing that I want to talk about is the state of America. The last time I aired an episode was May or June of 2023, and since then, a lot has changed. Um, America has always been a flawed country, but we seem to have subscribed to all the most radical and horrible parts of America most recently. And of course, I'm talking about our current president, Donald Trump. Uh, there's so much to critique. There's so much to give feedback on, but some of the primary things that I am especially concerned about is the forward-facing hate that has become norm. Whether it's with trans women pretending they care about women in sports, certainly all the federal workers, including vets who are losing their jobs with no discretion, no specifics, just carte blanche, and just cutting everything off. All of these things are things that we as Americans should care about. And the primary reason is if you give absolute power to one side or absolute power that's unchecked to one person or a small group of people, it will never lead to anything that resembles what America projects itself to be. We are currently picking fights with all of our so called allies while fiercely defending those who are supposed to be our enemies. And we're being told that all this is for the greater good. We need to be very, very concerned about the future and where America is going to be in a year. I mean, some of the other things that we should be concerned about is the president is making a forward motion to defund education, to get rid of the Department of Education, but more specifically, even trying to outlaw protests that he does not like. Trying to take away funds from Columbia University, for example, under the guise of they allowed illegal protests or pro-Hamas protests, when in actuality, certainly there were some people who had opinions that we would all object to, who might have been supportive of what happened on October 7th of 2023. But nonetheless, the campus overall was just promoting what is supposed to be held sacred in America, the Constitution, namely the First Amendment. It is never a good thing when one side starts to try to clip or critique speech, trying to filter out who has access from a journalism perspective. It's not a good thing, okay? As much as I object to some of these right-leaning networks, I would have been very vocal about it if Joe Biden or Barack Obama or Bill Clinton had basically outlawed their access to the president. But that is very much what is happening. And if you're not currently concerned, I fear that you're not going to be concerned until it outwardly affects you. And that is a cause for caution as well. Because if we can't be empathetic about people, things, and events that have no change in our day-to-day lives, then we are doomed. Your ability to show empathy is critical to your long-term success. And ultimately, I think it's critical to our overall success as a nation. I have young children, I have teenage children, and I want them to be successful. I want them to live in a country that has opportunity, which leads me to the last part of topic number one, DEI. They went from critical race theory to DEI being the new boogeyman, and they've made it this catch-all under this false narrative that DEI allows for unqualified people to get jobs, when in actuality, DEI allows for people who don't fit one mold to get opportunities, yet they're still qualified. So whether you're a vet or you're handicapped or you have some other disabled part of your body or person, if you're an Black, a woman, Hispanic, Asian, insert ethnic origin or cultural origin here, different religion, different sexual orientation, things that people can see and identify, making sure that those things don't keep you from opportunities in employment or education or anything else that falls in between. And until they admit that what they really are pushing hate to eliminate all groups that don't fit a very, very specific mold, things are not going to get better. But I'm curious of your opinion. I welcome opinions on the other side. Certainly, I welcome people who might see things from my perspective, but have a different tweak on how things are approached. To comment, like, and share your opinion. Moving on to topic 2. Umar Johnson has been a bane in my existence. It's funny because he obviously doesn't even know I exist. But I've watched him come to my city of Baltimore several times, and I've watched friends or colleagues or associates brag about all these great things that they feel like he has to say, thus ignoring the fact that he's not delivering on any of his promises. Is he a great orator? Sure. He retains information really well. He's able to spit out information really, really well, which makes him a great and captive leader. But I liken the support for Umar Johnson to that of Donald Trump, where regardless of what type of information is presented to his supporters, they can't see the truth. They are so bought into who he is. They're so deep in the trenches of this fantasy of him building a school that the reality of him owning these buildings for 6 years or promising the school for 12 years is irrelevant because they think every person is to blame for his failures except for him. Now it's emerged that he is not a present father. I'm not even going to use the word deadbeat. I'm going to say he's not a present father because at the minimum, he's admitted to that. Of course, he's blamed the mother of his children for that, but he's not a present father. And allow me to tell you that I'm a biological father to 2 children. I am a stepfather to 1, 2, 3, 4 children. It's hard to keep track. And I can't imagine looking myself in the mirror, knowing that I'm not vested in their lives and their well-being, knowing that what happened to them yesterday or 2 weeks ago, or what might be happening to them tomorrow that they're excited about, are not on my map of thoughts during the day. It is a shameful person who is not present as a father. And that goes for any parent, but especially I'm talking about fathers. And especially in a world where, as a Black person, you are already fighting an uphill battle to prove your value, to prove your worth. Circle back to topic 1 with DEI, proving that you deserve this job, you deserve this opportunity, not because of your race, but despite the hurdles that you face because of your race. So when you have someone who has such a prominent voice and a prominent presence, he's all over the TV and radio and podcasts and traveling all over the world to speak, and he's not even holding his own self responsible to deliver to school or to be a present father, you have to question his integrity and his ability to deliver. Is he a scammer or is he incompetent? I don't know, but he has to be one or the other because ultimately you have a promise that has not been delivered on and has no real ideal timeline to be delivered. He can blame Black people and his supporters until the cows come home, but the reality is he has not delivered on his promise. And at what point will you hold yourself responsible to deliver on promises and promises kept? I think that time has gone and passed ultimately. Topic 3. Are you still with me? Again, this This is the first episode coming back. I'm playing around with some of my editing and some of my uh, different features of what I want to present. But I wanted to get out there because I've been procrastinating getting back to it. And today is a greater day as never or ever. You got the point. Let me reflect on my Baltimore Ravens. 2 years in a row now, I've felt like we were in a perfect position with all the potential and all the upside. And unfortunately, we've failed to make it to the Super Bowl. We've achieved a lot. Lamar Jackson is phenomenal. Should have gotten his third MVP. No hate to Josh Allen because I think he deserved to be in the conversation, but I think Lamar had the better season. But I'm not even here to debate that. So I'm curious of your feedback. I just want to let you know that I am a purposely optimistic Ravens fan. In my predictions, as of March 10th, 2025, save this, log this. 12-5 season, we will be going to play in the big game at the end. I won't say the name of that big game at the end because of licensing, but also more importantly, reflect back to the 2000 Ravens and Festivus. Those are the words I use. I'm not going to speak to the name of that game at the end. But if you're a Ravens fan, you understand the correlation to Festivus Maximus. You also understand the correlation to not mention it. That's my prediction. Lastly, again, this is a short episode. I just wanted to shake my legs out, get some of the cobwebs out, put some thoughts out there. And I want to remind you and wrap up with some positive energy. I want you to know that whatever it is that you're seeing as a challenge, it's not your first time being challenged. And each time in the past, you have been able to overcome. Just think about it. There was a time that your back was against the wall and you were sure that there was no way you were going to come out on top. And here you are listening to today's episode. I don't care what the challenges are. I don't care how long it's been. I don't care how long the road. If you continue to be optimistic and positive and be deliberate in your actions to move past your challenges, you will be successful. But if you don't love on yourself, reaffirm yourself, you will fail. And speaking to failure, if you do fail, it won't be the first time, it won't be the last time. It's a learning opportunity. So this is my reminder to you to be consistent, be persistent, and love yourself like there is tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. With that said, in under 15 minutes, you got episode 13 of the Know It All podcast. Wishing everyone a beautiful, beautiful day, a beautiful, beautiful week. Sending you nothing but positive energy and positive vibes. But please like, share, subscribe, comment, and have a great day.